Welcome to the Cup of Joe Show, where we explore the journey of recovery from alcohol and drug addiction. One story, one conversation, and one step at a time. I'm your host, Joe, creating a safe space for honest discussions about the challenges and triumphs of addiction and alcoholism. In each episode, we'll hear inspiring stories and uncover tools that make healing possible. Sobriety is not a one-size-fits-all journey, and you don't have to face it alone. Recovery is possible, and it's worth it. Thank you for joining the Cup of Joe Show. Now let's get started.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Cup of Joe Show. I'm your host, of course, Joe, and I just want you to know if you are out there and you are struggling right now, please reach out for help. Please don't suffer in silence. My guest today is Keisha W, also known as Polka. Sober since March 27th, 2024. She's originally from Brooklyn, New York, by way of her Caribbean parents. She's an artist, creator, and a woman discovering a whole new way to live in recovery. Whether it's travel, concerts, documentaries, or simply spending time with her sober tribe, Keisha found something different through sponsorship and the people around her. Today, she is learning that recovery isn't just about staying sober, it's about feeling connected. I'm really looking forward to learning more about Keisha, so grab a cup of coffee, settle in, and let's get into it. Hi, Keisha. How are you doing today?
Hey, Joe.
She is an artist. That was the best "Hey, Joe" I've ever heard. So thank you for that.
Hey, Joe. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for your willingness to come on and share your story.
Yes.
I really appreciate it. So what was it like growing up, Keisha?
So I'm from Flatbush, Brooklyn. I was born in the 80s to a teenage mother who didn't believe in getting rid, if you know what I mean. So she had me 2 weeks after her sweet 16. And I grew up in a house with her, my grandmother, my grandma's sister, basically my entire family, but not my father. Childhood was more than normal. I had literally everything that I needed, from all the amenities, just everything. Straight A student. Even though I had a young mother, she was very big on education. So she actually went back to school, finished high school, finished college, and she has 2 masters now. So she's really big on education. So I had to be the straight A student. I had to be the top of the class. I won bookmaking contests. So literally anything I put my mind to, I set the bar high because I really wanted to just please my family and be what they expected me to be. So years later, I want to say I was about 10 years old. Mom got married to my stepdad, and they've been married ever since. So I'm 41 now, so that'll let you know they've been married for quite a bit. And I did not meet my father, which it's gonna tie into my story. I always asked about him growing up. And not always, really just little pieces here and there I would ask about him. And there was never a straight answer. And so I graduate from high school, top of the class. I might skip around a little bit, but I really had, let me swing back to what my first drink was, or that I remember. I believe I was like 16 years old. Like I said, I didn't grow up around alcohol. There was no alcohol or drugs around me. Very normal childhood. I had everything. And my mom took me on a 7-day cruise because I had straight A's. So I'm in Mexico, and I believe my first drink was like tequila. And it was something else because I didn't think I arrived. I just thought, this is not for me. So I don't think I had one of those feelings. I just know that alcoholism is what I had before I became an alcoholic, if that makes any sense. So yeah, being, because even though I was at the top of the class, I played sports, I was the captain, I did this, I did that. I never felt part of. It was weird. I just never felt part of. So I go to college and I want to feel part of. I went to Florida Atlantic University, and there I might have had what I thought was my second drink. I started college on a Monday. On Wednesday, I was getting pumped for alcohol. 2 days into college, the RA is trying to kick me out. And I figured I'm never going to do that again. I should have known better. And to this day, my mom does not know that happened, because I had this Emmy award-winning performance just crying to the dean and just saying, I've never done this. I know I'm underage. Okay. I partied, and by partying, meaning dressing up and going to parties. I didn't drink for the rest of the time that I was there, which was all of a year, but I flunked out because I wanted to be part of once again. So my mom, who's like a computer genius, found my grades, saw that this straight A student is making D's and F's, and she says, come back to New York. You're going back to college up here. So I moved back to New York, and at 19, 20, my mom and my stepdad says, hey, we're pregnant. I've been the only child this entire time. Mid-college, and here goes my mom saying we're pregnant, and it's twins. So they're born when I'm 20 years old, and we take up and we leave and come down to Georgia. So this is almost 21 years ago. My brothers, they'll be 21 next month. Yeah. So we come to, mind you, there's nothing about alcohol yet. It's always yet, right? So we get to Georgia because mom doesn't want to raise the twins in the city of New York. So we're going to come down here, buy the house, do the suburban life, and everything's fine. I continued my education here, and I went to Clayton State University for a bit. And that's actually where I got introduced to not just beer, 40-ounce beers. I didn't start off little. I started off by drinking those big boys until I passed out on campus. And I kind of liked it. I didn't really care that I fell asleep. We call it falling asleep. I passed out. And it just became the norm for me, and I would hide that. Hiding is a big part of my story, too. I hid it. I'd get home because I still lived with my parents for a little bit, and just go on with my life. So when I was 23, how far are we into the story? So when I'm 23, one of my friends from college in Florida, he came to Georgia and was like, hey, Keish, I'm in town. This was April of 2008. I was 23 years old. I'm in town, just come see me. I didn't do drugs. The only thing that kept me up was caffeine. I used to drink a lot of energy drinks, and I used to do artwork. Part of, my bio is that I'm an artist. So I used to stay up late at night and do artwork, whether it's painting shoes or whatever for people. So I did not sleep for about 3 nights. And here he comes on Saturday, April 20th, saying, it's my sister's birthday. Yes, it was 420, by the way. It's my sister's birthday. Come out here. Okay. I think I had the biggest God moment in almost my entire life that night, because I get in my car. It was my first car, and I turn on the car. First of all, I was about to fall asleep. I said, if he does not contact me at 10 o'clock, I'm not going. 9:58, I'm starting to fall asleep, and he calls my phone. So I was like, ooh, I almost didn't go. Get in my car, turn on the car, start to drive. 5 minutes in, my check engine light comes up. And that was sign number 2 right there. I get on the 285. I don't know what state you're in, but I'm in Georgia. The 285 is like the biggest thing. But I get on there, and the one sign that is overhead that I've never seen except for that one day, it said, "Do not enter, turn around." It's telling me to turn around. My check engine light pops up, and it's telling me to turn around. Did I turn around? No. I kept going, and I successfully hung out with him, or so I thought. And I know I drank, but I drank a really small amount because I didn't sleep in days, and I knew it was going to affect me. So I decided to play. I produced music, so I decide I'm going to go home. It's like 2:00 in the morning, and I get behind the wheel, and I was like, "Hey, I'm going to blast my music, roll my windows down, I'll be fine." Okay. Did not put my seatbelt on. And this was Saturday night. I woke up almost Monday morning. So what happened in between that time, I went the wrong way on the road, sleeping, and I fell off the 285 bypass, not wearing a seatbelt. Went into I guess what it was, a wall. And a limo driver found me, not knowing there was a person in the car because my car was on fire. He decides to extinguish it, but he saw legs hanging out the window and my head somewhere lodged under the dashboard. He reached into my car. Apparently, this is all the story that I heard from this limo driver I haven't met to this day. He reached for my phone, called it, I guess took my number, called the ambulance. Apparently, I flatlined. I was a goner. They resuscitated me, and I broke my C5, 6, 7 vertebrae, and there was no hope for me to walk again. So I'm in the hospital, and once they contacted my mom, and she gets to the hospital and sees what's going on. She wants to know, out of nowhere, was she drunk? They read off things, and they said she did have some alcohol in her blood. I'm going to make the longest story about me coming out of paralysis, because I was paralyzed for some months. I get out the hospital. I was in the hospital for at least 5 months. I get out the hospital, and the first thing my mom does is takes me to an AA meeting. I'm 23 years old, just because I had a little alcohol in my system. She didn't know that I was drinking or anything, like my 40 ounces during college times. She takes me to an AA meeting in Noonan, Georgia, which is like the woods. In the basement of a church. And I'm surrounded by just older white men. I'm 23 years old from Brooklyn, New York. And I'm in this circle with these people, and I have no idea what the hell they're talking about. I'm like, get me the fuck out of here. So I sit there, and something stuck with me. Mind you, I'm about almost 24 years old, and I'm 41 now, and this thing stuck with me. She took me every Tuesday to this meeting, and I'm sitting there, and across from me is a guy named Tommy, and they're talking, and he's like, "I know if I drink again, I'm gonna die." And so, like, drink again and you'll die? So a couple weeks passed, like maybe a week or two, and I know he used to wear like this motorcycle jacket and everything. And I'm like, where's Tommy? He drank again and he died. That stuck with me, even though I didn't think I identified anything with them. That stuck with me. And I finally, apparently, when I was in the hospital and all of this was going on, my real father was contacted. And I find out that my real father is an alcoholic. The biggest reason why my mom kept me away from him is because his whole family, they drank. His mother gave him his first drink, and the entire family drank. So I met them one time. I've met my father's family one time in my 41 years, including my father. 20 minutes of my life, I've met this man, and I still have this disease. So we're gonna go to my twin brothers. They were 2 when this was happening, so my mom didn't want them to see me or anything. But I get out the hospital and I'm just so successful. I'm forgetting where I came from. I'm forgetting that all these things was happening. And so my boss starts bringing wine around. And I ran a vitamin shop, by the way, for about 10 years. I was the youngest store manager on the East Coast. Here I am trying to be a leader again. And everything's good. My parents, they got a bigger house. They signed over their first 3-bedroom house to me, and they bought like a 5-bedroom a couple miles away. So I'm in this house by myself. I have my car. I've arrived. That's when I've arrived. And after 10 years, literally 6 days after my parents moved into their house, I lost my job. Just completely lost my job. And I did not tell them. Here I go hiding it. How my mom found out is that she called my store and they said she no longer is with us. And now my mom goes into stress mode because we just you still have a mortgage to pay. You still have all this stuff going on. You had a 10-year career. You were at the top of your game. I was like, Mom, it's going to be okay. Didn't realize that I felt like the biggest failure on the planet. And that drinking, thinking, I didn't realize I got into this depression, and I started to drink the wine all the time. Start drinking more and more wine. All of a sudden I realized pre-workout, wine. Post-workout, wine. Oh, I can't sleep, wine. And now the wine is starting to take my life over. And I feel like I have no direction anymore, especially because this thing that I was with 10 years, I built a whole thing. It's gone. Couple months, I brushed through my money, all of my money, and I find myself working at a warehouse. There, I pick up smoking Black and Miles, and I realize all the things that I thought I would never do. This is beneath me. I'm there. I'm at the work. I start looking for the wine. I'm starting to lose jobs here and there, these little tiny jobs. And I decide I'm going to go back into the music business. So there I pick up, I'm on Instagram. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And I like something called battle rap. I don't know if you know what that is. But
I do actually. I'm not going to battle. I am not going to battle you, but no, I do.
No, I'm a battle rap connoisseur. Like, I love battle rap. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, and a famous female battle rapper, the highest viewed female, found me on Instagram, and she's like, start producing for me. So we connected, and immediately that's where I was introduced to my first and last love, Bacardi. I start traveling with the battle rappers. I'm in the front. Everyone sees my hat. I'm like, yeah, I'm doing this. And what I didn't realize is that everyone's drinking, everyone's doing it, but I'm the one embarrassing myself. And it got to a point where I couldn't function without it. We're partying, we're drinking, but I'm still running downstairs to drink more and come back upstairs acting like I was drinking the same amount as them. They're telling me that I'm the embarrassment. So I'm just like, you know what? Fuck all of y'all. I don't need any of you guys. We fall out. I can just drink at my house by my damn self. So I cut ties with these battle rappers, and I decided I'm going to go full time with this Bacardi because I like the way it makes me feel. And jobs are starting to get lost again. I'm trying to contact my parents for help with my mortgage. They're trying to figure out what's going on with me. Now I realize I'm avoiding my family. And it 365 days in a year, right? All 365 days, I found reasons not to be with my family who lived maybe 10 miles away. I'm headed there. I'll be there. It's Thanksgiving. I'll be there in a couple minutes. And no, I'm not there in a couple of minutes. I'm drinking. When I finally went there one day, I was so obsessed with the drink that I said I had to work the next morning. I had to leave. No, I just had to go home and drink. And it stayed that way for the next couple of years until one day, about 3 years ago, after avoidance, my twin brothers, they were graduating from high school, May, and I drank let's go to how my house was, by the way. It no longer was a house. Because I don't have anyone there anymore and I'm isolating myself, I'm drinking more and more. I don't want the neighbors to hear the clink, 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 clink when I'm pulling the garbage around. So I started to hoard these bottles. And one corner of the room became the entire bedroom, the next bedroom, the next bedroom, until all three bedrooms, the garage, the bathroom, and the kitchen was filled with alcohol bottles. If you look at an episode of Hoarders, that was me. I stopped showering. I let my water bill go so high that the water went off. I went and I shit in the woods. The woods behind my house. I'm peeing on the porch, and I just felt emptier and emptier. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna live anymore. This is clear. And one day I just shaved my hair off, and I looked in the mirror and I was like, who are you? Because I did not know who I was anymore. And I just didn't want to ask for help because I didn't know there was help for this. I was so deep in it, I said, I'm not going to live to see 40. I believe I was 38 at the time. So we're going to cut to my brother's graduation day. I'm in the house. Bed has it's just covered in urine, feces, bottles, and I'm just in my little corner. As long as I have my alcohol, I don't care. So I drank the first half of a 750 milliliter. I just drank the first half of it that morning, and I passed out. I totally forgot I have a high school graduation to attend. So how I came to, I can't say wake up, was my twin brothers were banging on my front door and calling my phone repeatedly, trying to get me to come over to their house so I can go to this graduation. I answer the phone and I say, give me a second. Don't try to come inside. I'll be outside in a second. So I drank the other half of that. I downed it really quickly. And anyone that knows me, they know that I'm known for dressing up for anything. I have my own style. I ran outside with a dirty N95 mask on my face, a dirty trucker hat, because I have no water. I did not shower, ripped up jeans, just a shell of myself, and ran outside, no key, just ran into the car. My poor brothers didn't know what was going on, and they drove me to my parents' house. And as I walked up the driveway, I thought I was walking just fine. Apparently, I was just stumbling everywhere. And that's, at 38 years old, was the first time that my family saw me drunk. They had no idea. On my brother's graduation day, they had no idea the disease that I was carrying. And my parents decide, you're not going to this graduation. I was like, are you kidding me? They only get this one chance. Please let me go. I'll do whatever after. No, your life is more important. And on my brother's graduation day, my mom had to drive me to Griffin, Georgia, to a crisis center for me to detox. And I thought it was judgment. I just thought everything except for how selfish I was, because I did not think about anything but myself. I get in there, I'm thinking they're just going to keep me for a few hours. They were like, give up your phone and everything. And I thought it was 3 days. 3 days later, what's up? Because I'm still obsessing about my house, because my house is a garbage heap, and my parents does not know I'm obsessive. And then I'm obsessing, like, I think I have a little bit of alcohol left in that house. So those 7 days passed, and I get out. And that's where I got my first big book. There was a woman that said, there's something special about you that you don't understand, that you don't see yet, Keisha. And she gave me my big book, my first big book, which is what I use to this day. I didn't know what the heck she was talking about. I didn't know what this little blue Bible looking thing was. But I held on to it because that's the first time in a long time I felt like somebody believed in me. So I put it in my little book bag, and I give the crisis center my home address instead of trying to go out to like IOP or anything else. And I get in front of my house, and I think a power greater than myself stopped me from going in there and trying to drink. I just sat down on my porch, and I was like, it's over. Whether my family saw the house or not, like, just demoralizing. I felt like less than nothing, and I said, it's time. So I called my mom, and I was like, I got out, and I'm in front of the house, and I need you. And that's where that day, she took me to the first place she had no idea about any of this stuff. She took me to the first place she thought about, not thought about, she looked up, which was Sober Living America. Didn't know any better. No insurance. They was like, oh, just come in. How quickly can you get her here? She said 30 minutes. That's the last time I saw my house. And I get to this place with 6 women in each apartment, roaches everywhere, and I start crying. I'm like, this is not my life. And my mom looks at me and she's like, you'll be all right. You truly know yourself. You are something. And I realize that I'm starting to, people believe in me. I don't know how this is going on, but people believe in me. And I get introduced to Fifth Tradition. We're required every Saturday to go to meetings. And so I'm like, all right, this is my home group. I don't know any better. I'm in my first few months of sobriety. On paper, okay, I got a sponsor. Yay, it's a 6-month program. You know, I'm starting to realize my skin is getting better. I'm taking showers now. Okay, yeah, I'm on step 4. So my step 4 had about 4 resentments. It took me about 8 minutes to get through it. I'm like, yeah, look, guys. So I'm so thankful, though, that I was introduced to that home group, because so a week before my graduation from the program, I relapsed. I decided to DoorDash Bacardi, and just one time, and I'm in the bushes, and kids are poking me thinking I'm dead. Just me going back to that. Head full of AA, not fully. And I was like, if it gets worse like this, twofold, I got to take this shit seriously. So I call my sponsor. At this point, I think I lasted a couple weeks and I relapsed again. And I had to find a new sponsor. I don't know anything about the program, to be honest with you. So I'm just like, something's got to give. And I get kicked out of SLA, and I'm on the street, and I'm really punishing myself. And I don't know if I butt dialed someone from my home group, but someone calls me, and she lives across the street from me now, by the way. She calls me and she's like, I don't know what made me call you. Are you okay? And I just told her everything. 2 people from my home group called me, not knowing what was going on with me. And I was like, I do not want to go back to that group and pick up this white chip. Pride and ego was just taking over. And I was convinced to put my pride to the side and to get another sponsor. So now I get insurance. And one of those 2 people from the home group, they get me into treatment. And I start to take this shit seriously. I get a sponsor, and as much as I was afraid to approach her, I was like, screw it. I don't want to deal with any of this anymore. And I go to this treatment center, and I start like calling people from my home group, making myself more available, being more vulnerable, and taking this thing serious with my sponsor and actually utilizing my sober confidence. So I get through my first couple months in treatment. I really wasn't utilizing the sponsor, actually. And I thought I could do everything on my own. Quickly, I realized, Keisha, you're not in control. So I utilized the sponsor. I realized I can't do anything. This thing between my ears is a piece of shit. So I take every single suggestion and I get a job in recovery. And I'm thinking I get taught that that's a paycheck, Keisha. There's other things to it. So I start going through the steps for real. I really, when I got to step 4 and the way my sponsor broke it down, I went from 4 resentments to 26 pages of resentments and seeing that I had a pattern in how I expected things, how I wanted things, the fact that I'm a hypocrite. And it was very liberating in actually writing things down and being super truthful. That's when I felt that relief of that first drink relief was when I started to put the pen to the paper, and I was like, oh my gosh, it felt so good to be honest. When I got through 6 and 7, and I had to get to the 8 and 9s, what I didn't realize was that I really owed my mother the biggest amends. And that in itself, to this day, I mean, it's a living amends. Even after 2 years, like, it joys me because I don't have any secrets anymore. I have no secrets anymore. There's things that annoys me, but I call my sponsor about it. My sober confidence, and I feel like I might be jumping around about like certain things right now. My sober confidant who called me on the street and everything, I stayed in treatment for about a year, and I worked for them. And that all of a sudden one day last October, they were like, sorry, you gotta go. And immediate fear. And I call my sober confidant, and she's like, okay, just breathe. We're going to live in the solution, because my life right now is living in the solution. And it happens that right across the street from her house was a woman with a 4-bedroom house that needed someone to live there with her. And where do I live right now? In a 4-bedroom house in the suburbs that is super clean with water, with I can't trade this for anything. I have a sober tribe that checks up on me that I can check up on. I can be there. I watched my my best friend lose her dad, and she did not drink last year. I seen a lot of things happen, and people did not drink over it. And just being part of, because I'm now with my new sponsor. I'm going through the 12 and 12, and it's I know the 12 steps was getting to myself, but I love the 12 and 12 because I'm being a part of something. It teaches me that no matter what, because I grew up thinking, oh, I'm so alone. I'm being taught that I'm always going to be part of something. I'm still a daughter. I'm a sister. I'm a member of a home group. I'm an employee. It My life feels so different right now. Like, even my train of thought about things that used to annoy me, I my whole train of thought has changed. I have probably a better job than I did at the vitamin shop. I went from working in recovery to getting promoted within, as I work for their corporate now, so I do medical billing and coding. And now I'm auditing for them, and I make great money. I I actually take care of my car. Things that I didn't do before, I'm able to do it. I'm Life is I can't say I got my life back. I got a new life. I get to go to concerts with my friends and remember everything that's going on. I'm going to see ASAP Rocky with my friend across the street next week. Like, I celebrated the birthday that I never thought I would get to. I celebrated my 40th with my sponsors and everyone. Like, my family, I'm there for them. My brothers actually call me now, like, for advice and things to that nature. Things that I can be a sister. I'm available to be someone now. And I don't know. I can't, I owe this all to this program of recovery. I truly do. And I still have a long ways to go. My sponsor, she just celebrated 30 years, and she's like, "You're a toddler. I'm potty training you now, Keisha." And I'm sitting here like, "Mommy, wow, I'm a big kid now." Like, I'm still a kid, and I have to. She said something to me earlier that I had to write down, and it was just so funny. I was like a little bit complaining about work, and I'm like, "Wait, things are starting to get better." And she goes, "Stay loose for change, Keisha." And I was like, "Whoa, I'm going to say that." She said, "Stay loose for change, Keisha. You just never know." So it's so good to have a sponsor, because, like, I think, like, I can think all the way around something. I'm like, I know the ins and outs. And here she comes with that little part that I didn't think about. And now I'm just like, oh. But yeah, I mean, that's a nutshell of my story. There's so much more kind of to it. But if you have any questions, please let me know.
I think it's a great nutshell. I said, Keisha made it easy on me. I like when people make it easy sometimes. You know what I was thinking, honestly, when you're sharing your story, it was because I know your nickname's Polka Dot, and I was thinking Polka Dot started to connect the dots.
That's what happened.
And that's what happened. And it yeah, and I think it's cool. And you're still relatively early on in recovery. You're two years.
Yeah.
What has surprised you most by with sobriety so far?
Well, other than my thinking.
Okay. Yeah.
My thinking, like, I forever thought that my reactions to things would be be a bitch, do this and do that, and like my thinking, I actually second guess now, and like just a whole new outlook. My thinking, it's inside before it's anything else for me.
Yeah.
You're muted.
Of course I'm muted. I do that once an episode. I mute myself.
And I can see the whites of my eyes now. I'm sorry. I had yellow ass eyes before, so
yeah. for those listening, that it could be a sign of jaundice. Go to the hospital if you
Yeah.
have yellow
Yeah.
eyes.
I was a walking scab with yellow
Yeah.
eyes. I looked like a Duracell battery or something. Like,
Yeah.
it was bad.
You weren't alone in that. I came in very similar, and a lot of what you shared, like, the way you were living, with the bottles and the house and the, you know, I was living the same way. It's like we're just existing, we're
Yes.
just existing, and
Yes.
and it's the difference now of being able to live. But yeah, my old sponsor used to call it stinking thinking.
Literally.
And he would tell me, this is not you, Keisha, this is me. He would always be like, Joe, sometimes you're just stuck on stupid. And I'm like, yeah, kind of am. That's kind of true. And that's he was a wonderful, wonderful man. But so and you talked about sponsorship and how much it means to you. So and you talk about your, like a sober tribe, which I think for people out there, what do you mean when you talk about a sober tribe?
That's what we call it. So I have a group of women that we get together to go to meetings, we pray together, we go on trips together, we set our time aside to find a balance. So no matter if your day is good or bad, you can reach out to one of them whenever, and they're there. We go to concerts together, birthdays come around, funerals come around. We're there for each other for everything, for all aspects. That's my tribe. And my family actually met them. Like, we do things together with our families. Like, that's where we're at now. Like, my family was just across the street for Christy's husband's 50th birthday. Like, he met the twins, and it's just like, and this program does puts people that are unlikely together. Like, my best friend's husband across the street goes to battle rap events with me. It's a middle-aged white dude, and here I and me, and we're in these battle rap events saying, "Get that motherfucker!" Like, this is what we do. Like, this program is a miracle. This is what we do. Like, and that we consider each other family. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That is my family.
No, I absolutely love that. And it's, I'm kind of jealous, I'm in Tennessee. So
he actually just texted me and he's like, I'm watching this battle right now.
Now I'm going to have to pull out the battle rap videos.
Yes.
But, and speaking of that, cause I know you talk about your, very creative, and, in the drawing and fashion and art, and how has sobriety impacted your creativity?
A lot. I mean, I no longer do the beats part of it, but fashion wise, it's skyrocketed. I've been like working on my own shoes. I'm a walking brand basically. So some days I get in the mood to rip up some jeans and add it to another pair of jeans. I'm going to sit in this room and do that. And I actually have a clean room to do it in. It's not stinky in here. Like, so it just allows my brain to I've been drawing things for people at work. Like, it feels so much better. I'm more exposed to, like, I go to EDM concerts now, so I'm more exposed to different types of music. I love it. I absolutely love it.
I have to do a shout out to my bonus son, Ethan, who loves EDM music.
Yes.
And I have to say this about Keisha, because for those who know me, they know I'm a hat guy. I love hats. And she has the most awesome hat. And she's like, when I saw her, I'm like, oh my God, I love your hat. And she's like, it's my style. I'm like, this is my style.
I literally have
really cool,
probably 100 hats, and they're different types. I'm a hat connoisseur.
I love it. It's such a cool cool thing. So,
Thank you.
listen, here's a question for you. Looking back,
Mhm.
what's one thing you were afraid sobriety would take away from you that it's actually given back to you?
One thing,
Or two or three, whatever comes to mind.
fun, family, freedom, to be honest. Yeah, fun, family, freedom. I didn't mean for it to be all F's, but yeah.
I think that's
I
beautiful
didn't think I
stuff.
would have fun anymore. I thought I was gonna force it. Like everything would be a force. Family, I didn't think they would to go further with it. I didn't think they would trust me again. I mean, I hid something that detrimental. I didn't think they would trust me again. And that's definitely not the case now. Fun, family. What was the third one? What did I say?
Oh, don't now you're gonna ask me to remember. I have no recall memory. I'm older than you, girl.
Dang it! Damn it! Um, well, really,
Fun, family, and freedom is what you said.
yeah, freedom. Like I, I did feel like an empty shell of something, but I just felt like I was trapped in my head, if that makes any sense. And like now I really do have a freedom from the cravings, freedom from everything. Like peace. That's a big peace. There's literally I can't tell you when last I've had any drama in my life. It's peace. That's all I ever wanted too.
Yeah, I mean, we literally imprison ourselves, you know,
Yep.
and it we don't realize we think we're living. We
Yes.
think
Yes.
and we're really just swimming upstream in the river of denial. We really,
Yes. I was such a zombie. It
yeah.
was like mandatory for me to walk to the store to get the nearest drink. I cannot believe that is how I lived.
Well, and you talk about your family, and I don't, I always say, like, is it odd or is it God? And I don't think there is an accident. I don't think that there are coincidences. I think you, you know, you drinking on your brother's graduation day and them coming to your house because obviously they love you and wanted you to be there, and all of that stuff happened the way it was supposed to happen, and your mom planting a seed when you're in your 20s, helping to plant a seed, bringing you to
Yeah.
a place where a seed could be planted, I guess is a better way
Yes.
to say it. um
Yes.
I was one of the things, because I know you were talking about when you were younger, you were top of your class and you were a straight A student, and you were, do you think some of that, like the pressure of having to achieve or having to be more, or thinking you had to be more, do you think that contributed to kind of that feeling of not fitting in or not being a part
Absolutely.
of?
Absolutely. Even I mean, even when my brothers were born, I felt like I had a resentment because they were part of a full family unit with both their parents. I just still didn't feel like part of, and I worked through that. It's always been like that, but now it's like for the better. Like I stood out at work. I have the greatest boss that knows I'm in recovery. And when I need to do things like this, she's very supportive. Very huge shout out to Dr. Court. Like she's been great. Like in sobriety and in sobriety, I'm learning to have the work ethic I used to have, like before all of the drinking and the shit show of my life, before I burnt it down. So it's amazing that I'm given the opportunity to do this like better. Everything's better than it was before. Like when I thought I've arrived, I still didn't feel like I had a purpose. And the biggest thing is my connection with my higher power. I never had that connection, even growing up, going in church and doing all that stuff. Didn't feel a connection. I feel it so much now that I've gotten sober. So
Well, and that's one of the beauties of the 12 steps. The 12 steps are designed to connect us to the power that can help us, that higher power, whatever it is, each individual, you know,
yes,
does it. It's where it's left to our own choice, our own description, which is one of the beauties of the 12 step program. Is it's
yes,
not, you're not force fed, any particular, you know, power, and it's for you to come up with what is it,
yeah,
and the steps take us to a process that ultimately connects us, and that's, I think it's such a cool thing. It tells us that I live in the spiritual experience in the back of the book, where it says, we just we are given the opportunity to have this power that's just enough that we don't have to take a drink today. Everything else is a bonus. The whole design is so that you and I don't have to take a drink today.
yes, yes. And I've had the fortune this past holiday. It was weird. Like I'm driving. I believe it was like New Year's Eve or something from work, and I just got this overwhelming gratitude that came to me. Like I'm not looking for alcohol. I'm just going to look to go hang out with my friends across the street, pop some fireworks, and just enjoy the fact that we're here in the moment. That was better than any let me go turn up with alcohol. Like I can't even think back to that now. Like my brain is not it's not tuned to that. But I tell you this, it literally is one day at a time. I know I can never drink again. To drink is to die. Like Tommy was right.
Yeah, and sadly, some of us will die so that others can live, and Tommy was one of those. So
Yes.
rest in peace, Tommy. The What would you say, ma'am, to somebody who might be listening who is feeling hopeless right now?
I know it's cliche to say it gets better, but the things that I survived that I probably know that I didn't even talk about, I didn't think it would get better. I dreamt that there was someone digging a grave for me every night. It was so weird. And the, you put a tiny bit of light into a dark room, just a tiny speck. You're going to notice that more than the darkness. And it sounds cliche, but I really sat there in the dark for the longest. There are other people out there like you that wants to help, and we're just gonna grab onto each other and do this. Like someone needs you. You are part of. I didn't think I was part of, and I'm part of in a major way. I need people. I need my higher power, and they clearly need me. I thought I was going to be taken off this planet a couple times. I was supposed to. Now I realize no, I wasn't.
You're here for a reason.
Live long enough to see what your purpose is.
Yeah.
You're going to find out.
And that's the cool thing. I think we become what we were intended to be, at least more of that, more of what we were intended to be. I certainly don't live a perfect life, but
Same.
I'm a lot better than the previous version. That's for sure. I'm definitely a better version
Yes.
than before.
Yes.
Is there anything you wanted to talk about that we haven't?
Little another God shot that's crazy, right? Because I was, you start thinking about things after the fact. When I was on the street for those 5 days, punishing myself, this is how I ended up in treatment, by the way. This it just makes my skin go, whoa. I was charging my phone at a gas station with my little blanket, just looking homeless, and this guy walks up to me and he's like, "I've been seeing you over here for a couple days now. Like, you hungry? You need something?" And this is a clean looking dude, headphones on, and he's like, "You need a shower?" Immediately, I'm on the defense, like, "Hey, what are you trying to do?" And he's like, "Listen, I'm staying at this hotel right here. You can take both my keys. Something is telling me to, I just feel like I need to help you." So I take both his keys and I take my little blanket and my bag, and he stays out wherever. I took his keys and I locked the door and I took a shower. And when I came out and I opened the door and to let him back in the hotel room, he was like, "Listen, wherever you need to be, please go there." And he tells me, my mother, sister, and niece a couple hours ago were killed by a drunk driver. A couple hours ago? So I start to Google car accident in Mapleton, Georgia. This is about 9 o'clock in the morning. Yes, a drunk driver killed his family a few hours before, and something told him to help me. And I didn't know what to say to him. He said, "Just wherever you need to be, go." He didn't know I had an alcohol problem. He didn't know anything. He just said something told him to help me. So I immediately get my stuff together. I'm like, let me go get the rest of my stuff from SLA and do what this guy said. So while I'm waiting on my Uber, he gets in the shower and it's like it finally hit him, and I just heard him banging on the wall, just saying, "Mommy!" That's when I was like, "Oh my God, he really just lost his family," and it hit him. I left the note. I thanked him. I got in that Uber and I went straight to treatment. What are the odds? That is the craziest. That's how I ended up in treatment. This guy just picks, like,
Yeah.
I'll
Is it
never
odd or
forget
is it
Benji.
God, girl?
Yeah, I'll never forget Benji, because
Yeah.
his family was killed by a drunk driver, and he wants to help me out. And I kept getting kicked out of the gas station area because I'm trying to charge the phone. They thought I was like a homeless loiterer, so I was able to go charge the phone by the hotel and everything. It was.
Well, I
Yeah.
don't want to tell you, but you were a homeless loiter at that
I
point,
was
Keisha.
in a major way. You hear me? In a major way.
I love that you said, they thought I was.
That I am what I
wasn't,
am.
though. You were at that moment.
Yeah,
but no.
I was. I really
Hey,
was, though.
man, I thank you so well. Thank you for sharing that. That is powerful, and that is power. That
Yeah.
is what that's just an amazing thing to the man lost his family, and the first thing he did was try to be of service to someone else. We can all learn a lesson from that. That's wow. That's wow.
Yeah. I don't know how I forgot that in my story, but thank you.
You didn't. We got it in there. We got it in there, and I think it's a powerful way to really put a bow on your story. It really is. So thank you for that. But I can't let you go without doing our rapid fire questions. No pressure. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. What is your favorite recovery slogan?
It works if you work it.
What is your leak? Oh,
you know what? I had to answer quick, right?
You can answer however you want. It's your story and your questions.
I don't know. To me, it's just God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, because I just have to remind myself that so much that it's become my favorite thing to do, because I want to control everything.
What is your least favorite recovery slogan?
Oh, least favorite? Damn, there's a least favorite? Dang. I don't know. Now I'm starting to think if it works if you work it, it's kind of annoying. It's true, but I don't think it's so true. Like, it's so true.
Well, and that's why we ask it the way we ask. It's, it's your least favorite. It's still a favorite. It's just the least favorite.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
Yeah.
What do you think is your sobriety superpower?
My sobriety superpower? Ooh. I don't even know how to answer that question. My sobriety superpower is my attraction rather than promotion, to be honest with you. Like, people always ask me about my friend calls me the mayor because she's like, people are always like, you always know everyone and this and that, and I'm like, I'm happy, so people naturally gravitate to me. I'm comedic, like, you haven't seen all of it, but I'm
I've gotten a taste, though. I have gotten a taste.
balls to the wall, tits to the pit.
If you could say one thing to your former self, what would it be?
Wow. If I could say one thing to my former self. Wow. You've always been worth it.
What song do you play to lift your spirits when you need a boost?
Don't Stop Believing by Journey. I'm sorry, that is like top 2 favorite songs ever. Period.
If you could grant yourself one wish to help with your recovery, what would it be?
One wish to help with my recovery. For my ego to disappear.
What step do you love the most?
I've never been asked these questions before. What step do I love the most? One sounds cheesy.
I wish you could see her. She's giving me the eyebrow. She's literally answering and giving me the eyebrow.
Cheesy. I want to say 3.
Okay.
A lot of times I don't like evaluating myself. So I would 3.
What step do you love the least?
What step do I love? All these questions. I mean, love the least would be like 7-ish. 7
ish.
7-ish.
What is one of your favorite movies?
Clueless.
And finally, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Great job.
Well, I think you did a great job tonight sharing your story. So thank you for that.
Thank you. Oh my gosh.
I really appreciate you. Keisha, aka Polka Dot. And she's got the shirt. She's got the shirt. She literally has a shirt that says Polka on it. Thank goodness she wore it so I wouldn't forget. But thank you so much, Keisha. I really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And for the rest of you out there, if this episode meant something to you, please share it with one person who needs some hope today. A new episode of The Cup of Joe Show drops every Thursday at noon. You can listen anytime at thecupofjoeshow.net or on any of your favorite podcast apps, Podbean, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and more. Just search for The Cup of Joe Show. Don't forget the "the." And if you're looking for your daily encouragement in your recovery journey, subscribe to our friends at thedailyponderables.com, delivering inspiration straight to your inbox every morning. Please like, follow, subscribe, and share because someone out there needs to hear this today. Have a great day, everybody.
It's just a laid-back vibe, baby.
We hope you enjoyed today's Experience, Strength, and Hope. We are so grateful you decided to join us. Please share this episode with someone who might need it. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. Remember, no matter where you are in your recovery journey, you are not alone. Reach up and reach out to someone. Please do not suffer in silence. Until next time, let's take it 1 minute, 1 hour, and 1 day at a time. Thanks for listening to The Cup of Joe Show.